3, 2, 1. Welcome to Breaking Balance. Redefining work, success, and life balance for all sales and marketing professionals. They are international speakers and coaches straight out of Jersey and the home of Spark Tank Media. Here is your host and co-host, Jeff Lobb and Nikki Brand.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Here we are. It's our next episode. This is our Valentines Day episode here at Breaking Balance. I'm kind of excited, but I'm nervous as hell right now.
And why would you be nervous? We have some special guests today that you know very well, that I know very well. Our spouses have reluctantly said yes to coming on this podcast today. Now, Jeff and I went back and forth and we thought this would be fun and interesting to have our spouses on, to have, a very frank discussion about the work life and balance and parenting and whatnot. And then, I thought we would really get crazy and do kind of like a questionnaire of all silly questions to see just how well we all know each other. So we all know what's going to happen later.
Yes.
Sleeping on the couch.
Sleeping on the couch, baby. I know where I'm heading. And just for the record, I'm telling John straight up, like, I'm going to turn in my man card early. And I'm just going to be like, I'm just a man living in a women's world, just for the record of the audience. Like, I'm just turning it
smart.
in.
That's
turning
smart.
in the card. Maybe you won't turn it in so quickly, but
my husband won't.
I am.
And Tiffany and I, the things we do for love is all I have to say.
Amen.
Well, we're plus we all work, really crazy hours, all four of us. So I think it really is a kind of a perfect, matchup to have conversations from who's used to travel and who's working in an office and who's on planes and trains. So
absolutely. I think it's really interesting. First, let's introduce our guest and then we're going to get right to it. We have, your beautiful wife, if you'd like to introduce her, Jeff.
Tiffany Schellender with a K. It's it's like a KJ thing, but it's Schellender. And I'll let her talk about her, but I'll let her introduce her career in a second. But why don't you introduce?
Yes. And my husband, John Brand, John Brand.
It's very John Brand.
2 syllables, in and you're out.
You guys we all have 4-letter names except my wife, Tiffany. So I got to make a tip to all 4 letters.
Yes. So
that's how I know who my friends are.
Exactly. 4-letter words. All right. So first, Tiff, for those listening out there, the career aspect of our Breaking Balance, tell everybody what you do for a living.
I own a Better Homes and Gardens franchised brokerage in North Jersey. Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Porchlight Properties. And I manage, 6 kids, 7 sometimes, and maybe an ex-wife. And
that's a lot of kids.
A couple things.
that's
some agents, whatever.
That's a lot. That's a lot going on. And, it's impressive.
Yes, I am the 7th child. I will just, I fall into that category. That's how it is.
John, for those listening out there, what do you do for a living, honey?
I oversee a communications function for a major health system in Philadelphia called Jefferson Health, as well as its university, Thomas Jefferson University, which is a 195-year-old biomedical sciences school that has expanded to have an undergraduate program now too. So we have about 35,000 employees and $6 billion in revenues as an organization. So I oversee the earned media, the social media, internal communications, and our self-published media for all of Jefferson.
That's crazy. That's a lot on your plate, dude. It really is. There's a lot going on there.
That's why I'm a soon-to-be ex-husband.
There's a lot going on right there. I can imagine. Plus, it's crazy as healthcare is, and the real estate market, for that sake, both of you guys under, besides the stuff we're doing too in the same capacity, but it's really crazy times right now. So
it is crazy times, and I can speak for the life balance. My husband has been traveling our entire marriage. His job is always about an hour away. Now, we live in Northwest New Jersey. He works in Philadelphia. So prior to COVID, my husband lived in Philadelphia for a while away from us, and then had been commuting to Philly every day for the last few years. So in our, circumstance, COVID was a blessing in ways that we got to, well, he now works from home.
Yeah.
So I guess, John, for the folks out there who are listening and want to know what it's like for someone, who's a big exec like you, who used to be hustle and bustle, now gets to be home all the time with your family. How does that feel?
Well, I think you were right, Nick, when you said, in some ways, COVID was this sort of odd work-life balance blessing for me. So much of the last 20 years has been kind of being on the hamster wheel, and you do it to support your family, and yet sometimes you're doing it at the expense of your family. And so, certainly the living in Center City was valuable professionally, not so valuable personally. I don't miss the commute, at all. I find working from home completely viable. However, there are times, as you know, where I'm like, bro, I need to go out for a drive. It's, the other thing that's happened is a part of my process, just professionally, was deconstructing situations while driving, and I could get at the end of a car ride and have a solution to a problem. And so when I remove that from my process, that's been a bit of a challenge, just that time to create some space to think things through. Because when I leave this office, I'm a dad. I don't have that decompression time. So, but ultimately, I'm very fortunate, one, to be employed during this time, and then two, to have had some time with my family that I certainly didn't expect to have.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Oh, totally related. And it's almost like the flip side. So first of all, I totally understand what you're saying about that downtime. I used to love car drives to be able to think and listen to what I wanted to listen to, and no one was pulling at my leg and screaming dad in 10 different directions. But so for Tiff, my wife, it's a flip side. I was always the one on the road, bouncing between states and cities and everything else too. How does that impacted? I mean, I could share my stuff, but how's that impacted your world now that I've been home, mostly for at least 11 months, with limitations as well?
Yeah, your trip to Dallas last week was the greatest day ever.
I did. I bounced back and forth for a day. So you enjoyed that time of like, get me out.
I would have enjoyed it more, I think, if I had, there was something that happened that kind of took up my available time and space, but honestly, you've traveled pretty much nonstop since 2009-ish. And when we say nonstop, it was every week you were going somewhere, we were booking you out. You were not home. I think for me, it hasn't been as awful as I thought it would be to have you in my space all the time. I think it has been a blessing in that respect. And I know it means a lot to you to be present for a lot of the stuff that goes on. So, all kidding aside, it's fine.
Okay.
But if you want to take a vacation by yourself, I'm not opposed.
Wow. Look at that. I got the gift right there.
Wow.
By myself. See how that worked out real quick? Not with happy Valentine's
Alone.
Day, honey.
Alone.
Go.
I'm going to Cabo.
But no problem. But,
Alone.
But
it's been fine.
Well, let me ask John, just from a dad standpoint, though. I had a lot of dad guilt missing the stuff, right? Missing the sports. I know your daughters are very athletic. You've got a young son. Did you feel that same I'm away guilt, or were you able to cope with it differently than maybe me? Yeah,
I certainly did. Listen, I tried to modify my schedule where I could to make as many things as I could. I did coach Sadie during a period of time where I would just leave work at 3, make the commute home. The guilt I had felt when I was living in Center City was, when my day would end at 5 and I'd be back in my apartment, knowing that there was an entire evening at home that I was missing because I had this apartment and I wanted to maximize the value of it by being there. So, but there were times, right, Nick, where I'd come home, go to a game, at 8 o'clock at night, and then return back to Philadelphia, later that day. So, but the guilt I felt was more just the little moments of of being in the house, being a part of the vibe, being a part of dinner, being a part of, those were the things that got hard on me.
Yep.
Yeah. And that the guilt on his end became resentment on my end because, he's in Philly and watching a Netflix alone and I'm balancing 3 kids at home. And, then when he came home, he wanted just to chill and I wanted to go out. So it was like,
Yes.
It definitely was not easy to balance, honestly. So, when this first started, it was a big joke, like, oh my God, John's working from home. How are we going to survive each other? And it's become like, I was talking to my daughters the other day and I said, isn't it just been nice to having dad home? And they're like, we don't even remember when he wasn't home. So it's been a blessing for our family to have him home now. Now, I agree with Tiff. There are times where, and I've even said to John, you can attest to this, go take a drive. Like I've said that to you, go decompress if that's what you need to do. Yeah. Please, because I know he's better like that now. And I've said to him, like, there's non-negotiable things that I need to start doing for my life to make me a better mom. Now that we're in each other's space all the time. So, I agree. There are times when, and we know when we're starting to get on each other's nerves.
Oh yeah.
Like I just, we can walk out and get space.
Well, but look, also just for the audience listening too, it's not that we have the children at home too now. They're being virtual and non-virtual, and
right.
And for we have 6 children, you guys have 3.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's any competition. It's all just as crazy because they're all doing different ages and some in college, some not in college. So it's that tugging at us all the time too. And I think, I don't know about John being home, but I know when I'm home, I can't really work at home. I cannot. It's just I could physically do that. But the kids don't care if I'm they don't care about work when I'm home. Mm-hmm. So I can't isolate. I can't make those calls. And I if you could do it, like if you have your space, that's great.
Well, we had to make our playroom is gone.
Yeah. So
we said to the kids, it's over. And believe it or not, my husband, who is much colder than I am, actually had a heart for it and had a tough time packing up the kids' stuff and said, yeah, I got to make an office for myself. I have to shut the doors.
Yes.
Especially when our 5-year-old was home. Forget it. It's like, and then you're a chef 24/7 too when you're working from home, right, honey? Like,
right. Jeff, I find it hard to lock in on like writing tasks or like specific things. Taking my meetings hasn't been that big a deal, but tracking my follow-ups, what I've delegated, what I've kept, seeing some of that through, I find it harder to lock in here. That's more my personality. If I'm the type who needs to go to the gym to work out, I can't work out at home. Yep. I have to be around people in a similar mindset. So for me, working from home is challenging in that, I find it a lot harder. Like I got to redo a whole platform for a key executive and I can't find the space, to dig into it like I could when I was in the office. So I think that's the biggest obstacle that I face is just locking into specific projects.
Yeah. Tiff, what do you think about that working from home versus at the office? Because, you've got kind of those same distractions with the children and you've got a business to run.
I think, like John said, there's certain things you can do. It's not a problem. Like I'm on the phone all day long. I'm walking around, pacing, yelling at kids to make lunch, don't start a fire and, clean up dogs and, that's fine. But if you're really trying to dig into a project or you're trying to create marketing or, come up with something fancy and not already done, I have a hard time with that, which is why my schedule is what it is. I am up at a certain time in the morning and I do the kid stuff. And then I either come here or I do more of the same nonsense all day. And then I go back to work at 8-9 o'clock after dinner.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm up till like last night, I was up till 3 a.m. working and I only went to bed because the MLS shuts down for an hour at 3 a.m. Really annoying.
I know how you do that.
I can't. I'm already in bed and I'm an early guy. She's the late nighter. And
same with John.
Yeah.
He's late night guy.
You're the late nighter and you're the early one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out.
So it's amazing how but that's, that's how we function. And that's just kind of what creates the balance sometimes is the offsetting of just personalities.
Absolutely. Cause it's funny, our spouses are very alike.
Yeah, and I like my quiet time in the morning, so I can have my coffee and do some prep for the day or whatever it is. If I had chaos going on, I'd never get that done.
Imagine if I woke up at 6 a.m. and bothered the shit out of you all day.
Well, and I also know what it's like if I woke you up at 6 a.m. and had to, yes, so it's you're good. Like, I'm good. Stay there, get your rest. I got my coffee and work.
Yeah.
So I can imagine.
I know. John and I both get up early. So, well, now we do. He never liked to in the earlier years, but now he just does for work.
Well, then I just to throw, I watch your sister and brother-in-law have their little cups of coffee outside, like all nicey nice with their little chair. I'm like, how the hell do you two do that?
No.
Like this, we're gonna actually go out and talk. I'm like, what?
Right. Yes.
So like that's not us.
Yeah. And we're dealing with like a 5-year-old too, who still doesn't sleep in his bed half the time. So it's just, it's like just trying to find that time together. It really is making the time. Like it is as cliche as that part of it is. It's making the time to be together. I had a question for both of our spouses before we get into all the fun questions of the silly part. Breaking balance. I would love to hear both of your take on what balance means to you. Like, how do you define balance in your life with marriage and work and being a dad and a mom? John?
I don't know. Tiff, why don't you go first? Let me think about this.
That's a hard one.
I don't actually believe in balance. I don't think it's a thing. I think, Jeff was married previously and she had different ideas of what it meant to have family time and all that stuff. And for me, I'm a worker. I've been working since I'm 10 years old. I could stay home. I could do nothing. But I love to work. I need to feel like there's a purpose. And for me, family's part of that, but it's also having my own thing that's mine. So I don't really think that, I think balance is kind of an illusion. I think you're really just shifting what the priority set is at that very time frame and saying, okay, well, right now I've got to go do this and I've got to make these 5 people happy. And then I've got to make dinner. So better figure that shit out and delegate that or go home and do it when then run out. And, for me, I think for us, we're really lucky in that we both are entrepreneurs and we both work a lot, even when we're home. Jeff never puts a phone down. I don't either, but I also have very little respect for the phone. So if it rings, I don't care. He doesn't have that capacity at all.
Right.
So I think if he had married a lesser person, he wouldn't still be married because we literally work all the time.
That's interesting. Well, that's probably why you guys are a good match, because you guys both respect each other's workspace, which it sounds like what Tiffany's saying is you're almost just present day to day and how you flow. It's kind of like, this is how it is. I don't look at it all as balancing as a whole. This is what I'm doing now. And then this is what I'm doing later. And this is what works, right?
Right. And I still go back to my older son called it years ago. If Tiffany was open to having live streaming cameras in our house, we would have the most amazing YouTube show, bar none.
Right.
Because of the chaos and the kids and the stuff that gets spoken at the table.
Right.
But we never went down that path. But it is chaotic. But sometimes it's just part of how we are.
Definitely. No, I can see it. And John, would you agree? What would you say balance?
Yeah, I think I'm similar to what Tiff was saying. I'm kind of achievement obsessed. I don't look at retirement age as ever retiring. I'll probably just keep going. Similarly, I need to be occupied. I get bored. Nikki knows, like on the weekends, if I don't have stuff to do, like I get bored, I get irritable. So I think for me, I think if I take anything like the things I subtract are things that have to do with me. Going to see a friend, going out to a bar with friends. Those are the things I try to sacrifice more than, I love being with my kids. I want to have a close relationship with them. It's important to me. But at the same time, I feel an obligation to my team at work. I feel an obligation to the organization. Sometimes that's been hard to reconcile in my marriage is I got to deal with this right now.
Yep.
Like the team's depending on me, or the executives or their employees, or somebody's depending on me.
Mhm.
So sometimes explaining that when you're trying to parent, and Nikki knows I see this as my one life, and so I want to go at it as hard as I can, and
Yep.
that's in all aspects. I want to be the best dad I can be, the best husband I can be, the best employee I can be. But it's hard to have them all in balance, like you guys have said. So,
Yep.
so
Mhm.
sometimes you got to compartmentalize and be really good at one or two of them at the
Yeah.
expense.
Mhm.
It's like flipping the switch sometimes too,
Right.
right? You gotta be able to turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I always say, I find it so interesting about our relationship is my husband does get so bored so easily but then we have been dating since 7th grade.
Holy
Like
cow.
John was my first kiss,
Wow.
like in 1990. So it's amazing that maybe like the way I look at the balance, like I'm the balance, and then everything around, when he's bored, he's not the type of husband who sits on the couch and just does not. He just isn't. He just is always doing, which I find very attractive. He's a doer. He's an overachiever, and I find it, while it drives me crazy sometimes, like my sister and I make fun of John behind his back because like he does pace all the time. He paces all the time, and he can't just sit still.
It's that nervous energy. It's that energy, but it's energy.
Energy.
I get
He's
it.
got a
you-
lot
you
of
think
energy.
and tell your stuff. I
Mhm.
understand that.
But you know
directly.
what? We've managed, we are married almost 20 years, and we'll have been dating for 30, which is just ridiculous sometimes when I think about it. But maybe that's the balance. So, for people out there, like maybe it's the unbalance is the balance.
Well, that's the whole point of this
Right.
show is balance even a thing? But we're breaking it.
Mhm.
We're trying to see where things.
Well, I think stability,
Real.
I like stability in my marriage and stability in my relationships. If my career is volatile, then I can deal with that, and it is volatile. I've got a lot, my day can shift on a dime.
Yeah.
I
can
so I think it's all setting the volatility of my career with the stability of, I want to know where things are in my relationships at home,
Mm-hmm.
and my work is unpredictable. I'm okay with it, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my home life to be unpredictable.
Right.
That's
Agreed.
A good point. That's a good
Agreed.
point.
All right. So we're gonna do this hot mess now and go down this path of. I'm dreading this part right here because
Listen, this will
my-
be fun.
my memory tank of
So-
life sometimes has shifted.
Listen, Josh, we're going to just, I came up with some questions. I found some on the net. I just thought it'd be fun to just, and I do think for the listeners out there, it is a fun little exercise, who knows, maybe this may not
I'm
end up
sure
fun.
it will be fun. It will be
But
absolutely fun
it is
for
interesting
somebody.
to see how well your spouse knows you or knows life events or whatnot. So I'll kind of facilitate. For those who are watching, they'll be able to see what we're lifting up. And then for those who are listening, they'll be able to hear us. So
Okay.
let's start first with, where was your first date? Write down. Where was your first date? Come on, Jeff, let's go.
This is just
Your first
hashtag failure for me. My wife is gonna crush me on this. First date.
First date.
Crush you on all of this.
Any indicators? Any?
I
These weren't prepped questions, so as you could tell,
Yeah.
I'd had answers already.
All right. So
First
I'd like,
date.
he still hasn't
Okay,
written
yeah,
one.
yeah.
John, do you want to put yours up? Are you done?
I'm still writing.
Tiffany and I are done.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, so John, ready? 1, 2, 3. First date at my house making omelets. Oh, I wrote at the
Where's
movie
yours,
theater, King Ralph.
Well, first of all, you spelled Dina's restaurant wrong.
I spelled it quickly. I was writing. Oh,
Crows and Casa Bellissima. So everybody's.
I hate to break it to you, but I'm actually right.
Call that a date, honey.
see, I'm thinking the same
That
thing.
was like a date, babe. That was like an official
That was a
thing.
date.
I don't know if that was a date. That might have been like a lunch just to chat.
All
It
right,
was
so,
lunch.
so
It
what
was
I'm
at
understanding,
6:00 at night.
the first question is everyone's interpretation of a date is different.
That's true.
Okay,
Mhm.
so and that's I'll ask Tiff on the side when we're not on camera what her idea was a first date versus
Yes,
yours.
there's some
Be
things that are
happy
not
to
gonna
tell
be
you what a
spoken
first date is. A first date is an evening dinner in which the other person asks you all the first date questions, and
Oh,
that's what happened. So it was a first date. So sorry.
okay, so
See, we
that's
were
0 for
12,
everybody. We were
so-
12, so that's probably why I don't
Oh
remember.
my God.
We
Yeah.
couldn't exactly go out to dinner.
You're
Yep.
12. That's great.
Okay, who is the best cook?
Oh, I got this one. Hold on.
One,
Hold on. Where's my other sheet? Okay.
2, 3. All right, look at us, all of us. I said John, John said John, Tiff said Tiff.
Tiffany. That
And
was a
Jeff
surprise
said
for
Jeff.
me. I got an amazing cook built into that.
Yeah, because I told you I don't clean house and I don't cook.
You
And
did
look
tell
at
me.
you. You got lucky.
Oh
did get
my
lucky.
goodness. And I
Partially.
am not the best cook, but I make an amazing homemade sauce, and my husband knows that.
That tends to be the debate is who has the better sauce.
Yeah, see, we have to come up with that. Well, we could have that debate on a weekend
Yes,
and have
but it's
a
mine.
couple soda
I'm going to
pops
tell
for
you
that.
that. It's,
But it's mine.
okay, so
Her
and then
meatballs are a little crumbly. They're a little crumbly.
hun,
Yeah, crumbly meatball.
don't get me started with the meatballs.
They got to be firm.
They're too dry.
Your nass. All right, so I want everyone to say, what is your spouse's favorite TV show? And I'll tell you when to lift it. Your spouse's. So what's Tiffany's favorite show?
Okay.
Tiff, what's Jeff? John, what's mine?
Um,
And mine, what is John's? All right, John, on the count of 3.
holy cow.
1, 2, 3. I have Netflix, and you have Any Nonsense on Bravo. You're correct, and am I correct?
Well, is Netflix?
Oh, yeah. I kind of watch everything.
That's what this
Oh,
is all he
Netflix.
watches.
It's
is
everything Netflix.
Netflix. And then Tiff, what's Jeff's? Is she right? Everyone loves Raymond.
Yeah, and SVU. Yeah, and SVU.
SVU,
Yes,
and-
yes, correct.
And
Tiffany.
Tiffany, Impractical Jokers. Would you say?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Ah,
Would you agree?
would you agree with that though? Am
I would agree.
But there's a but.
So what would the other one? What would I have said? What would have been another one?
Oh, I watch everything.
Okay, but that one is your go-to. Like I could say Pokemon, but that's not a show. You
That's not a
play it
show.
all
And
out.
number 1 and number 2, 21 Jump Street.
Oh.
No, but that's like something you watch. When was the last time you watched it?
I own it on DVD for
Yeah, DVDs. Those things are gone. Those are like,
Johnny
like
Depp.
VCR.
That's why I got PlayStations and Xboxes.
Okay. So I want to know of either of your spouses, who is the better listener? And don't lift it up till I ask. Who is the better listener? John, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
It's a match.
Myself and Tiffany. Go ahead,
here we
you and
go.
Jeff. Tiff. So the
Yes,
women,
winner.
the women are the
Women
better
were the better listeners.
listeners, which
Yeah.
You're too busy to listen.
My mind's always. If I'm at work,
Yeah,
though, I'm a
just
good
like
listener,
you
but
say
at
that.
home.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm, mhm,
so I would like to know.
mhm.
This is going to be an interesting one. What is your song?
Oh,
What is your
so what is her song? Or
No, what's your song together? What's
Oh.
your song?
Oh.
Okay.
Damn.
Every couple has a song. You guys have a song?
Mm-mm.
Tiff, you have to have a song.
Stump.
No, because we didn't do the traditional.
Doesn't matter. Is there a song? You've never had a song together.
We're gonna have to come up.
Jeff
with
and
a-
Tiff.
Clearly, we're deficient.
That's a deficiency.
You guys strike me
Fine.
as like a Taylor Swift tune.
Oh no!
He's
I see you
lying.
guys like just rocking a Taylor
He's
Swift.
busting. John, on the count of 3. 1,
All right, let's see
2,
your
3.
tunes.
Oh, baby.
What'd you get? More than
Yeah.
words? You
More
both
than
more than
words.
words? More than words, both of you.
This was our song in 7th grade. That was our
Seventh
first
grade?
That was
Yeah.
see, I just FYI, I'm a song person. We probably have 50 songs.
This is scary because our Grayson is 7th grade, for crying out loud. How does this happen? This could start like right now in his world.
That's it. And then he's going to be asked, 20 some years later, 30 years later, what's his song?
Yeah, we gotta come up with a song. Like I can't believe we don't like that's the thing. We gotta work on that this weekend.
Well, I mean, Okay, so let's just modify it. What would be your song?
Oh.
Why don't we get drunk and screw with the
Even,
Good
dude,
one, honey.
even the painters that came to the house that really we didn't know other than the first time. He's like, "Oh, how many kids do you have?" And I go, 6. He goes, "Don't you have a TV?" I'm like, I don't even know you yet, and you're breaking my chops. Many
Nice.
TVs. You just don't watch them.
Oh my gosh.
Did you write one down?
No.
Song.
He's stuck. We're gonna have to move
I have
on.
a lot. You gotta move on.
Eminem. What do you
What would
think?
be? Give me the song. Show it to me. Yeah.
Well, mine would be
A
New York State of Mind. I would have never guessed that one, but okay.
Good one.
really.
We're
Who has a
disconnected.
New York State license. Me,
Oh, there you go. So she was thinking deeper into it.
Okay.
All right. So
because
we're
I'm
gonna
deep.
check back
Hun.
with you.
I gotta work on that. That'll be a check back.
All right. So I want, this is what I want. If your spouse was a Disney character,
Oh God.
who would they be?
Easy. Easy. Well, can I pick 2?
Yeah. What the heck's that guy's name? Yeah. Now, I also want you to write down what you think they're going to say so we can put that up at the same time.
What I think she's gonna say about me?
Mhm.
Oh God.
Yep.
Is this like animated only?
Oh God. She's a Disney. Like I can't even think I have to.
We like go to the Escape from Witch Mountain and the Parent Trap.
Such a good one.
This is a
Any
good
Disney
question.
character?
Yeah. So who do you think they're going to say too? So, and then we're going to find out.
I gotta. Who are you gonna say about me?
Yes. Yep.
I'm really at him. I should know
Okay.
the Disney characters.
Okay. So, John, who did you say I was for the Disney character? Oh my God. I said that.
Jasmine.
I said
Jasmine Hubba Hubba.
Because that's
Hubba hubba.
I said Jasmine. Okay.
Oh, here goes.
Tiff.
There's nothing.
Who do you think Jeff would say you were?
Oh, who am I?
Yeah.
Jeff doesn't know shit about shit when it comes to Disney.
But I want to see it. What did he say? What's he saying you are?
Who should I be? Let's go with that.
Mulan. What did you write? Oh, you're in
Huge.
trouble. He's an ass.
This is where it
You know,
goes south.
This is going.
Sleepy and grumpy.
You call me one of those princesses with a dress. You're dead.
Sleepy and grumpy.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Sleepy and grumpy.
You're calling me a fucking dwarf.
Well,
Not one, but 2.
Well, now
I just
we're going to get the covers ready for Jeff on the couch. All right. So now, John, this is who I said you would be. Put yours up on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. What'd you write? Flynn Rider. I wrote Flynn Rider. I also said Jafar or Flynn Rider.
Jafar.
We've never had this conversation.
I've got Jafar's chin.
See, I don't even watch that stuff. That's my fault. I can't even go there.
Tiff,
Wait,
who's Jeff?
Who's Jeff?
I want to know.
Oh God.
All right, who do you got?
what if I spelled it correctly?
Uh-oh. On the
Oh,
count
no.
of 3. 1, 2, 3. Aladdin.
Oh, I'll take Aladdin.
You said Mickey Mouse. What?
What? Fun personality, like an outgoing.
Your fun personality, Mickey Mouse, is not fun.
Aladdin.
No rats.
I feel like a stud now.
Right?
I feel like, damn, I gotta be walking a little taller now.
Your wife thinks of you as Aladdin.
Wow. All right.
Oh my
And
God.
I thought of
that
her
was
as a damn dwarf.
hysterical. Oh, this is
2 dwarfs.
2 dwarfs. I like
And
the
we
sleepy.
prefer little
Sleepy came
people.
to mind. Sleepy.
Just so you know.
Go ahead.
okay.
Onward.
Answer this twice. How do you like your steak cooked? How does your wife like their steak cooked? And we're going to see if you know it. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Anybody who knows me knows this.
Well, that's just it. We're going to see. We're going to see right now, Tiff.
Yep. And then how do I like my steak?
Mhm. Yes.
Steak is our gift.
Okay. So, Tiff, how does Jeff like his steak cooked? He likes it medium rare. Medium rare. Here we go. And Tiff, how do you like your steak cooked? Alive. And he wrote rare and naked.
Rare and naked.
There we go. They know the steaks, baby.
That's our thing. We got
Honey,
steaks.
how do I like the steak? Honey,
Both medium.
medium rare.
Oh,
Bullshit.
medium.
You always ask,
Like
is it too
any,
pink inside?
Every
Too
time
pink?
we
Is it too
go-
pink?
Every time we go out, you always say chef's choice, medium rare. Do I
I know,
not?
but you don't always necessarily agree.
Yeah, but I don't. Honey, this is actually an issue. We're gonna have to discuss this later.
It's actually an issue.
See, we're.
I actually think I'm being more accurate than
At least
you are.
Disney was my weakness. Beef is my strength. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Oh my gosh, how much time do we have here?
All
All
right.
right, so all right, we're gonna do a
Very
few more questions here. These are just too
Okay,
good. Okay. Oh, who is more honest?
Alrighty.
On the count of three.
Oh
One,
wait, I gotta find that name thing. All right, here we
two.
go. Yep.
three. And we are all on the same page. I said John, he said John, you said Tiff, she said Tiff.
Tiff.
So it's
Winners.
like we're not.
I'm not honest.
We're not-
Nikki lies about stupid shit, and I tell the truth even when it's not in my best interest.
I mean, white lies are.
You know, I
fine.
might just spin a little bit.
White
here
lies
and
around the house are not a big deal.
Spin.
Okay, so let's see. What is your spouse's dream vacation?
Oh, I could things.
All right, spouse's dream vacation. Actually, don't know this. Oh. Okay. Spouse's dream vacation. So what, I guess I have to write down what my dream vacation, so and write down what your dream vacation is so we can,
Oh, then what my dream vacation is?
yeah, so then when we lift it up.
I don't know, dream, but maybe a little broad. here.
Okay, so John, your dream vacation, please put it up. And I'm going to say what I thought your dream vacation was. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Italy. Yes, we both got it right. Wow, honey, on a roll. Tiff, where does Jeff want to go? Jeff, Aruba with a margarita. Where do you want to go?
So I was gonna say Aruba to be specific, but I said 2 weeks Caribbean, but I meant Aruba, so yeah, I'd
Okay,
give that
all
one to
right,
you, yes.
we'll do it.
It could
We'll
have
do
been Aruba
it.
and other islands, yes.
We'll
That's
do
a
it.
huge improvement because you never would have taken a 2-week vacation.
Why put 2 weeks? Because I've never done that ever. So,
And then, honey,
I'll show
where do
you
I want to go? 1, 2, 3. Fiji, honey.
Fiji.
Look at
Spelled it
that.
wrong.
What? I spelled it wrong. Fiji.
You spelled it wrong.
F-I-G-I.
It's Figgy.
It's J.I., isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's
Okay.
Jay.
All right. So
So-
where does Tiff want to go? Tiff. 1, 2, 3. Italy, Europe. What'd you write? Put it out.
What did you say? That
That was my other answer. No,
what
no.
did you-
I would have
okay.
said. Well, I would have said Europe. I wouldn't have said Italy.
What'd you write? Oh, Disney. For
Disney 2 weeks, all inclusive, because she loves Disney. She
We
wants
do
to just
too.
go for longer than ever. Like never more than a week we get there.
Right.
Now that may not be dream. Europe is more dreamish. I should have went there. This would have been more preferred.
I
love it.
mean,
I know you wanted to go to Europe, but I figured let's go Disney.
So we've got plenty of places to go. I think we're gonna wrap up.
Mm.
Okay. We got 2 more. I was gonna do the celebrity crush, but I think we'll just
That's
go.
an easy one for me. I could win that one.
You could do the celebrity crush.
I could win easy. That's one I can win.
Do you know celebrity crush? Tiff?
Oh, I don't know if she knows. Let's ask that one.
Okay. So what are our celebrity crushes and what are yours? And
Oh, I got to come up with mine now?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, now I'm in trouble.
Oh, you like every celebrity. How the hell am I supposed to guess this one?
I actually don't
Mine.
know yours. That's interesting.
Can I go back to like high school days? No, I can't.
Yeah, you can. Whoever your celebrity crush, who you think their celebrity crush should be.
Celebrity.
He won't guess this, but
think that's her last name.
All right. So, honey,
Tiff
do
and
you know
Jeff
my-
go first. I'm still thinking.
Okay. All right. So, Tiffany, who is Jeff's celebrity crush? It is Marianne from Gilligan's Island.
No, that's not. That's good. Good guess.
Is
but
that
no,
true?
that is not true.
Oh,
Amber Thiessen.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Good one.
Okay.
The
From
T. It's another T.
from Saved
From
by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. The T.
Okay. So who is Tiffany's?
Easy. Hands
Tiff.
down. JD.
Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. There we go.
My
There,
first love.
there
Yep.
we go.
Yep.
All right, honey, who's my celebrity crush? I have Titanic Leo. He is pretty cute. But no, I said either Jason Momoa or Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg's a good one for
Mark.
you.
Mark?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then yours, honey, I just wrote your high school one because I just couldn't think of one now. I'm probably who'd
Ooh,
you
Lisa
say?
Silverstone.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Who'd you say?
She's a little weird now on Instagram, but I didn't say anything. But I agree with you.
Tapping
Okay.
out on that one.
Yeah, I
If
know.
I went back to high school, it would have been Samantha Fox. Like that was
Right.
like first crush way back
Samantha
when. Like,
Fox,
way
yeah.
back, Samantha Fox.
For me, it was like Alyssa Milano, you know?
Yes.
Oh, Alyssa's
yes,
good. Yes,
Alyssa
Alyssa
Milano.
Milano. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
guys. This is the last question we're going to end on. I think this is a good one. One word to describe the key to staying married.
One word.
One word.
Can't add anything else. One word.
And we'll see if we both think it's the same word. All right. Honey, you're done. Tiffany's still thinking. Jeff is writing.
It's there. I have many words.
All right, John, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you
Look at
two,
that.
You too.
This is it. Communication. All right, Jeff, Tiff, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Honor and patience. And I think those are both great words. And you are going to honor
I'm going to honor thy queen.
thy queen.
Honor the space.
Honor the space. Yes.
Honor the space.
Honor giving space. That's definitely true. I think this is a really fun and interesting way to show that spouses, look, working together, living together, life is totally different than it was a few years ago.
Totally.
And making a marriage work and business work and children work on top of all of it, it's a lot. And I do believe it's work.
Yeah.
I know some people say, oh, it's not work if it's just that. To me, that's BS.
Yeah.
It is work to
It's a
keep
lot of freaking work.
staying married, honestly, and to carve out time together and whatnot.
Well, guys, listen, thank you so much for doing this. I know it wasn't necessarily your most favorite thing to do this, but I thought it was gonna be more painful. I think I survived okay.
It was fun.
I think I could still go home. I'm good.
That's because you asked some.
Yeah. Thanks to some
You didn't ask the hard ones.
I know. Well, that I don't know if we could air that on most of our
Mhm.
I was
channels.
waiting for when it comes to making whoopee.
Yeah, no, not on this show.
That would be
The
worse.
newlywed game, right?
Exactly.
That will have to be a private session,
Mhm.
a lot of beverages, and
Yes.
then whatever we say
Yes.
stays there.
Yes. So hey, if people out there want to be we would love some guests.
Yeah, we're bringing guests on.
Mhm.
We had a guest last week. She was awesome. And we're going
Mhm.
to continue to bring on other guests. But for those who want to reach out to us and share some feedback, it's going to be Breaking Balance at sparktechmedia.com.
Mhm.
And we're going to call this one a wrap. Hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for being with us and
Thanks,
being
guys.
good sports.
We'll
And
see you later.
we appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Bye bye.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.